given topic, which is all about the global city and the poor. So first, let us define what is global city and the poor. So when we talk about global city, it is an urban center that enjoys significant competitive advantages and that serve as a hub within a globalized economic system. And where there are so many skyscrapers who live in an urban areas or in that cities. And so many families who suffer poverty and hunger in that area, just like in Cebu City. As you can see, in the street, there are so many street children who suffer by that, and they live in a dirty place due to the lack of living and loss of income of their families. And just like also in Jakarta, Indonesia, Mumbai, and Manila are one of the poor town city. But there are some cities that we can enjoy livable and sustainable cities, just like in Australia, Japan, Canada, Schönbrunn, Poland, Vienna, Melbourne, and Sydney. Okay, so this is the city of Manila and the crowded houses that surrounded by it. As you can see, nagdikit-dikit ang kabalayan due to the lack of living in their families, and they live near at the sea, which is a very dangerous place to live with, but they don't have choice because they don't have money to migrate from other place to build any houses or to rent. That's why they still live in that area. So they're so where we have consistently noted that economic globalization has paved the way for massive inequality. So, this phenomenon is thus very pronounced in cities, some large cities, particularly those in Scandinavia. Okay. So this is the cities of Scandinavia. So it is the largest cities. So you can see it is an amazing place, a beautiful place, and there are so many buildings and so on. And Scandinavia have found ways to mitigate inequality through state of lead social redistribution programs. So this duality may even be seen in an urban cities or areas. So let's proceed to yet many cities, particularly those in the developing countries, are cites contradiction in cities just like in Mumbai, Jakarta, and Manila. So it is common to find gleaming buildings alongside massive shanty towns. So when we talk about developing country, it is a nation that fares poorly on the HDI or Human Development Index, or a relatively poor agricultural country that is trying to become more advanced economically. It is also seeking to become more advanced socially. So that is the developing countries. Let's proceed to so this is one of the worst examples in the city of Manila, the capital city of the Philippines. So their residents generate 8,000 tons of 7,982 metric tons of garbage each day. But for years, the government did not collect the garbage or educate the public about recycling or other waste reduction options. As a result, the city's garbage simply piled up at numerous dams, which attracted flies, rats, and other vermin. So the dams also encourage poor people to scavenge amongst the trash to earn a meager living. Some people even live on the dumps and shanties amid fetid garbage, methane fume, and various toxins. So as you can see in the picture, a boy find a waste material so that he can earn money to buy food in order to help his family, even the small things so that he can help. Yet, exactly, it will happen right now in our country. There are many people who suffer poverty and hunger due to overload of population between the families, that there is no family planning at all. See what's happening right now in our country. There are so many suffering by it. Let's proceed to Mumbai. So as you can see, they are crowded place and their living is something like so dirty, very polluted, and the trash and garbage, they then segregate it properly. Let's proceed to Jakarta, Indonesia. So Jakarta, Indonesia is heavily polluted, traffic clogged, and prone to floods and earthquakes. So much of this city is sinking at an alarming rate, projected to face serious water shortages. So Jakarta is then one of the most dangerous major cities after it was ranked 57 out of a total of 60 cities in a Safe Cities Index compiled by the Economist Intelligence Unit. So Jakarta is one of the most dangerous cities. So in the outskirts of New York and San Francisco are poor urban enclaves occupied by an African Americans and immigrant families who are often denied opportunities at a better life. Slowly, they are being forced to move farther away from the economic centers of their cities as a city attracts more capital and richer residents. So real estate prices go up and poor residents are cheaper. So this phenomenon is driving out the poor in favor of newer, wealthier residents, and that is called gentrification. So move farther away. And then the New York metropolitan area has seen tremendous economic growth, but many residents in rapidly gentrifying neighborhoods are struggling to afford in the living. Let's proceed to So in Australian cities, poor Aboriginal Australians have been most acutely affected by this process. Once living in public urban housing, they were forced to move farther away from city centers that offer more jobs, more government services, and better transportation due to gentrification. Let's proceed to okay, as what I have said, Australian cities have been most acutely affected by the stresses. So they are being moved farther away from city centers and that offer more jobs, more government services, and better transportation. So due to gentrification, that's why they move. So let's proceed to France. So this is the poor Muslim. So in France, poor Muslims are being forced out of Paris and have clustered around ethnic enclaves known as Vandaloo. Talk about ethnic enclaves. It means that are geographically delimited regions where a community of immigrants sharing common national or ethnic origins as well as class diversity owns a significant fraction of local businesses. So that is ethnic enclaves. Vandaloo. So what is Vandaloo? So it is a cluster of ethnic enclaves which includes poor Muslims, migrants forced to be out of Paris. So that is the Vandaloo, a cluster of ethnic enclaves. Let's proceed to... So, in most of the world's global cities, in the middle class is also thinning out. Globalization creates a high-income jobs that are concentrated in global cities. And also, these high earners in turn generate demand for an unskilled labor, just like for labor force like hotel cleaners, nannies, maids, waitresses, and each other that will attend to their increasing needs. Meanwhile, many middle-income jobs, manufacturing, and businesses process outsourcing like call centers, for example, are moving to other countries due to gamarang income there sa Philippines. That's why they move from other countries para dako-dako ang ilang income kader sa Philippines kay lower ang income minimum or maximum ba na I think. And so, this hollowing out of the middle class and global cities has heightened the inequality within them. In places like New York, there are high-rolling American investments, bankers whose children are raised by Filipina maids. So a large global city, may those be a paradise for some, but a purgatory for others. So here it goes. So it is conclusion. So moreover, global cities, as noted in this lesson, are sites and mediums of globalization. So therefore, global cities are material representations of globalization. And through them, we see the best of globalization. So they are places that creates the exciting fusion of culture and ideas. So they are also places that generates tremendous wealth. However, they remain sites of great and equality, where global servants serve global entrepreneurs, the questions of how globalization can be made more just is partly a question of how people make their cities more just. Because global cities is the concentration of opportunity and resources which deals with large markets for your goods, service, or for your own good. Okay, so thank you for watching. God bless everyone. The end.